You're listening to Crystal Clear English Podcast. Learn English the crystal clear way. So let me ask you this. Have you ever, read a pretty complex English article, felt pretty confident, but then you hear a native speaker talking fast, maybe using slang, and suddenly you feel completely lost?
Yeah. Or do those real-life conversations, the ones that just happen, sometimes feel like a bit of a blur, like you're struggling to keep up, let alone actually jump in and participate?
It's such a common thing, isn't it? This disconnect. You feel like you know English from textbooks, the grammar, the vocab.
Right, but then you get the real world. Everyday conversation is just different. It's fluid, it's fast.
Exactly. You've got the speed, the informal phrases, contractions that squish words together.
Like, what are you doing? Becoming, what you doing?
Totally. And words
Yeah.
just blending. Sometimes people even mumble a bit. It can be a real hurdle.
It definitely can. And it makes you wonder, how do you actually bridge that gap? How do you go from understanding the written word to truly getting the hang of spoken English, with all its natural messiness?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive deep into today. We've put together a really practical, step-by-step system. It's designed specifically to help you train your ear, boost your confidence.
And hopefully make those blurry conversations finally become crystal clear for you.
So let's maybe start by unpacking why the usual ways we learn listening sometimes fall a bit short. Often the first things we listen to are, well, maybe a bit too perfect.
Yeah, like those classroom recordings or the audio for language exams, even some apps. The speakers are often super clear, maybe a bit slow.
Right, they pronounce every single syllable, which, look, is helpful when you're just starting out. Absolutely.
For sure, it builds a foundation. But the thing is, that's just not how people genuinely talk in everyday situations.
Not at all. Real conversations are, well, different.
They really are. I mean, first off, people talk fast, often much faster than learners expect.
And words just melt together, right? That connected speech thing we mentioned. What are you doing? Becomes what you doing, going, becomes gonna. It happens all the time.
All the time. And grammar. In informal chat, it can get pretty flexible. Sometimes it even sounds, technically broken, but it's perfectly
Oh,
natural.
look, you've got slang idioms thrown in.
Oh, definitely. And then layer on top of that things like emotion in the voice, different accents, maybe background noise, and it gets complex fast.
It really does add layers.
Yeah.
So the consequence, if you only ever practice with that super slow, super clear English.
You're going to find it really challenging to keep up when you encounter the real thing. It's like practicing swimming in a perfectly calm pool.
Yeah. And then expecting to handle choppy waves in the ocean, it just doesn't quite prepare you. You need practice with the real waves.
Exactly. So we need to prepare you for the ocean of real English conversation.
Okay, so if that's the challenge, how do we actually build that skill, that mastery of realistic listening? We've broken it down into a system. Let's start with step one.
Step one is crucial. Choose authentic listening material.
Authentic, meaning what exactly?
Meaning stuff that actually sounds like real people talking naturally. Not overly scripted, not perfectly polished.
Okay, like what?
Well, think about English conversation podcasts, for instance. Or YouTube videos, maybe vloggers just chatting, or interviews.
Oh yeah, interviews can be great. Or even scenes from TV shows like dramas or sitcoms.
Definitely. Those can be fantastic. Some language platforms also have dedicated audio dialogues that aim for realism. The absolute key tip here, though,
Go on.
pick topics you actually find interesting, whether it's tech or travel or cooking or whatever you're into.
That makes sense. So it doesn't feel like a chore.
Exactly. It transforms practice into something you actually want to do. Your brain just learns better when it's engaged, when it's interested.
Interest is definitely a powerful motivator. Okay, so you found your interesting, authentic material. What's step two?
Step two is your first listen through. Listen for the main idea.
So just play the whole thing, no stopping.
Yep, play it all the way through. Don't pause, don't rewind yet. The goal here isn't to understand every single word, not at this stage.
Okay, so what is the goal then?
It's about getting the big picture, asking yourself things like, who's talking here? What's the general topic they're discussing? What's the overall feeling? Are they excited, confused, calm?
So just grasping the gist of it.
Precisely. You're training your brain to focus on the main message, not to get, bogged down by every little detail right away.
Right, okay. Makes sense. Then what? After that first pass?
Then comes step three, and this is where you start digging into the details. Break it down line by line.
Yeah, how does that work?
You go back to the beginning, listen to just one sentence, or maybe even just a short phrase. Then you pause.
Pause. Got it. And then?
And then this is the really active part. Try your best to repeat exactly what you just heard. Say it out loud. Mimic the sounds, the intonation.
Even if it's not perfect?
Even if it's not perfect, just give it your best shot.
Yeah.
Then use captions or a transcript if you have one. Check what you actually said against what was really said. See what you missed or maybe misheard.
The checking part. That's important.
It's super helpful. Lots of online videos like on YouTube or language apps, they have the text right there with the audio. It gives you that immediate feedback, helps you correct yourself and really understand why you misheard something. It actively tunes your ear.
Okay, so listen, pause, repeat, check. Line by line. Got it. What's step 4?
Step 4 is a technique we find incredibly powerful. It's called shadowing.
Shadowing. Like following someone.
Kind of. It means listening to the audio and speaking at the exact same time as the speaker.
Whoa, okay, how do you do that?
You just play the audio and you try to talk along with it, mimicking everything, the speaker's tone, their speed, the rhythm, the emotion, as closely as you possibly can, like you're their echo.
That sounds challenging.
Yeah. It can be at first, but it's amazing for your pronunciation. It really helps you internalize the natural rhythm and intonation of English, that musicality. And maybe even more importantly, it trains your brain to process English much more spontaneously. It builds this direct link between hearing and speaking, almost like you skip the step of translating in your head. It's like building muscle memory for your mouth and your ears.
Muscle memory for listening and speaking.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, shadowing. And step 5.
Step 5 brings us to focusing on phrases, not just single words. Note down key phrases.
Key phrases. Why phrases specifically?
Because in real natural conversation, people rely heavily on common chunks of language, set expressions, common combinations of words. They don't usually build every sentence from scratch, word by single word.
Right, like little pre-made blocks.
Exactly. Think about things people say all the time, like, you know what I mean? Or kind of, or that makes sense. Or even fillers like, I mean.
Yeah, you hear those kind.
You do. They're the glue of conversation. So the idea is, listen for these. Pick out maybe 3 to 5 common ones you hear in your listening practice. Write them down. Understand how they're used. And then practice using them yourself. Try putting them into your own sentences. Learning these chunks is a huge part of what makes native speakers sound fluent, and it'll make your English sound much more natural, much more authentic.
That makes a lot of sense, focusing on those common building blocks. Okay, wow, we're really getting into the nuts and bolts here, but honestly, we're just scratching the surface of how you can really supercharge your English listening. If you're finding these tips helpful and you want to keep unlocking more ways to learn English effectively, please do make sure you follow and subscribe to the Crystal Clear English podcast.
Yeah, it really helps us keep creating these deep dives and bringing you practical advice for your language learning journey.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered the first 5 steps. Finding authentic material, first listen, line-by-line breakdown, shadowing, and noting phrases. What's next in the system?
Step 6 is simple but important. Listen again, but this time without any help.
So after you've done all the breakdown work, the shadowing, check the transcript.
Exactly. Go back and listen to the whole dialogue one more time. No subtitles, no transcript in front of you. Just listen.
And what should happen?
You'll probably be quite amazed, actually. You'll likely find you understand so much more than that very first time you listened. Your confidence should get a nice boost, too.
That sounds rewarding.
It really is. And try to integrate this kind of listening into your daily routine if you can. Maybe while you're commuting or cooking or just relaxing. Making it a regular habit helps your brain keep absorbing things almost subconsciously.
Making it seamless. I like that. Okay, that leads nicely into the final step, doesn't it? Step 7.
It does. Step 7 is arguably the most crucial for making the learning stick. Use what you learn in real conversation.
Right, because listening skills don't just improve in isolation.
Not truly. The biggest leaps happen when you actively apply what you've learned. So here's a little challenge for you listening.
Okay, let's hear it.
Choose just one phrase or maybe a sentence structure that you picked up from a dialogue you practiced with. And then intentionally, consciously, try to use it in a real conversation.
Oh, interesting. Like if you heard someone say, I've been meaning to tell you.
Yeah. Try saying that to a friend when it fits naturally. Or maybe you learned, let's catch up. Use that phrase when you text someone to arrange meeting them.
So taking it from passive learning into active use.
Exactly. That's where the real lasting learning happens, when you move from just absorbing information to actually courageously using it.
That's a powerful point.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the 7-step system. But, people might be thinking, this sounds great, but I don't have hours every day. Or I don't have anyone to practice with.
Yeah, those are very real concerns. And we've got some practical tips for that, too. Short on time. Hey, even 5-minute dialogues are effective. Seriously.
Just 5 minutes.
Absolutely. 10 minutes of focused listening each day can make a massive difference over time. Consistency is key.
Okay. And if you don't have a practice partner?
Talk back to the audio. Seriously. Answer the questions you hear out loud. Repeat phrases back. Imagine you are part of that conversation. It still activates those speaking circuits.
Engaging with it actively, even if you're alone. Smart. What if the speakers are just too fast?
Use the playback speed options. Most platforms, like YouTube, let you slow things down. Try Bose 7.5x speed. Start there, and as you get more comfortable, you can gradually increase it back to normal speed.
Good tip. And finding free resources.
Oh, the internet is amazing for this. YouTube, obviously, with subtitles. Lots of podcasts, especially English learning ones, offer free transcripts. There are free language exchange apps to find partners, too.
And one more tip we find really useful.
Yes.
Keeping a simple listening journal. Just jot down quickly what you listened to, maybe 1 or 2 new words or phrases you learned, and just a note on how confident you felt.
Ah, that reflection piece. Yeah, that self-awareness can really accelerate your progress. Helps you see how far you're coming.
Definitely. And beyond the practical steps, there's also the mindset, right? How you think about this whole process.
Oh, mindset is huge. It's so easy to get discouraged, like when you catch yourself thinking, ugh, I don't understand anything.
Yeah, that feeling. What's the reframe?
Try shifting it to, okay, I'm actively training my ear right now, and every time I do this, it's getting a little bit better, a little sharper.
Focusing on the process, the training. Nice. What about, it's just too fast?
Remind yourself gently. My brain is adjusting. It's learning this new speed, just like it learned the speed of my first language when I was a kid. It takes time. It's a natural adaptation.
Patience with the process.
Mm-hmm.
And the big one. I'll never be fluent, or I can't speak fluently.
That's a tough one. Try shifting that thought towards the more real, authentic English I hear and understand, the more natural it's going to sound when it comes out of my mouth.
Linking listening to speaking.
Exactly, because fluency isn't just about knowing more words in a list. It's about becoming deeply familiar, almost intuitively familiar, with how people actually communicate in real life, the rhythm, the phrases, the flow.
So if you really truly want to understand English better, to speak more naturally, feel more confident jumping into any conversation,
Then it's time to maybe move beyond only using that perfect, slow textbook audio.
right, you need to embrace practicing with realistic dialogues. It's about real people, real speech.
Which leads to real progress, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. That consistency can absolutely transform how you hear English and ultimately how you speak it.
So our advice is hit play. Press pause when you need to, repeat, speak along, shadow, use those phrases.
Your listening skills will definitely thank you for it.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Crystal Clear English podcast. We'll keep bringing you more actionable insights and practical tips to help you master English.
We will indeed.
Thank you for listening to the Crystal Clear English podcast.
Learning another language is like becoming another person.